Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 19th episode of the 3rd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are in our most liked and disliked characters of season 3. You could do that as well, and your results of mine will be shown in the final episode of the season. Cannot wait to see who you guys choose. So last episode was interesting. Obviously, the one prior to that, we did see a helicopter crash land onto the island, and obviously, what is it now? Hurley, Charlie, Jin and Desmond ran over to go and capture them. Basically, he was thinking that it was Penny. Desmond wasn't it, and he actually found a backpack as well with a picture of him and Penny inside of it, so it just increased his hope of finding his loved one. Now they went over there, and when he unmasked the person, it was somebody different. It was not the person that he expected. It definitely wasn't Penny, but this person actually knew who he was, called him Desmond. Then he's like, well, how do you know who I am? Because I don't know who you are. But then another interesting thing is that Hurley's found a gun here, well, a flare gun in the bag. Now he shot it and it flew into the sky, and long and behold, somebody's come to the location. Now, is it Jack? Is it Sawyer? Do you know what I mean? Is it somebody from the camp? No, it's somebody who's died in the show before. It's Mikhail, mate. I don't know what's going on there, but he's turned up after we seen his ruthless death when he was literally bleeding out of his ears and foaming at the mouth when he was around Saeed, Locke and Kate. You know what I mean? I would have thought all of them would have checked his body. He looked like he was dead anyway. Maybe they didn't, but obviously the island must have cured him or something. I don't even know, mate, because he's come back. He's there. He must have thought it was his people, but it wasn't. Realised it was somebody else. He's found out they've got a sat phone. He's tried to steal it. They've obviously got it back. They've cut a deal with him. He was like, look, mate, you know, I know how to heal, well, I know how to stitch people up, you know what I mean? I could pull the branch out of her. I'll be able to, you know, help her breathe again. Basically, she's got a punctured lung. It's getting filled up. On one condition, though. If I do this, you've got to let me go. Desmond agreed to do it. You know, I do kind of like that, you know what I mean? I know it's like, I don't like you, you don't like me, but at the end of the day, you need their resource, they need to provide it, and you know what I mean? If you say you give your word, you do it. So he's done it, he's stitched her up, you know what I mean? He's pulled it out, he's got her breathing again, and he's actually been let go into the jungle. So that's fascinating in my personal opinion, because I reckon he's going to go run back to Ben, wherever they've gone, and tell them what has happened and that somebody else has crash landed here. Now, she's ended up turning around and speaking to Hurley and saying, look, mate, you know, you can't be survivors of Oceanic, whatever it was, because, you know, basically we've been told that they found the plane and there was no survivors. So somebody's spreading fake news. Somebody's literally putting that out there into the public, obviously, domain, and saying that the plane has been found and nobody's alive. Now, I don't really know why that's happened. I don't know if it's because the public basically would rather know that the plane was found. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if the government would rather say, yeah, we found the plane and they all died, than to say, oh, we can't do anything, we don't know where it's gone, and make them look incompetent. You know what I mean? That's interesting. But also, another thing that is interesting is we had final confirmation that Jin is the father of Sun's baby. Yes, with the help of Juliet, they went to the facility, she done an ultrasound. She basically said that she's got pregnant on the island, which means it is Jin's. The miracle is what we want to see. But obviously the negative side is every single person that she said has basically got pregnant on the island has not made it past their second trimester, which means that in reality Sun has 2 months left to live. So I don't really know what's going to happen. I was buzzing anyway that Jin's the dad, but I don't want Sun to die. I do want her to have the baby. I want her to be the miracle and be the first one to obviously have a kid, well, conceive it and have it on the island. It's going to be exciting. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. Oh, we're finally getting a Locke episode, it looks like. It does sound like his daddy's actually there.
Save your breath. Nobody's gonna hear you.
Interesting. 8 days ago.
Dad? What is this?
You tell me.
Where did you find him? Why did you bring him here?
I've already said we didn't.
You want me to ask him how he got here?
Be my guest.
Don't you know where we are?
What did he mean?
I'm afraid we don't have time to deal with that right now. We're going to a new place. Would you like to come with us? And Kate, a few buildings over from here. Maybe you'd like to say goodbye.
I can't sleep if I'm not in my own tent. There's nothing personal. I'm just...
Fine, scram. I gotta pee anyway.
Are these committing now or what?
What the hell are you doing? Going to take a leak. Yeah, well, so are we.
Oh, he's back at camp. What is going on? I know it was 8 days ago. Now we fast forwarded back to the present.
The hell are you doing here?
Looking for you, actually.
So now that you're back from your blow up everything that could get us off the island tour, how about you tell me why you joined up with the damn enemy?
I didn't join him. I infiltrated him. A few hours ago, I snuck into Ben's tent and kidnapped him.
You came all the way back here to tell me this because...
Because this is the same man who tortured you. And I want you to kill him. Not a murderer.
Neither am I.
Except for the man you killed in Sydney. Got files on us, James.
Yeah, well, their files got their facts wrong. Damn it! Wait up!
You'd have to go, wouldn't you? He knows he's coming. I don't know if he's playing him or not. You know what I mean?
Don't mind them. They're all just excited you're here.
Quan is pregnant. The fetus is healthy and was conceived on island with her husband.
3 days ago this was.
John, thanks for coming. I believe I have you to thank for this, John. A week ago, I couldn't move my toes. But the minute you showed up, I started to feel pins and needles. You're still crippled by the memories of the man you used to be before you came to this island. And you'll never be free until you release the hold that your father has over you. That's why you're gonna have to kill your father.
But I don't understand why you would want to choose to live on the island, like, by killing somebody. Like, it's not as if the island's an amazing place. You know, do they think that John's some sort of, like, god and the islands chose him? You know what I mean? They were saying in that scenario there, I think a couple of episodes back, they were saying, well, I'm in a wheelchair and you're not. And then at the end of the episode, he was like, well, you're not in a wheelchair and I am. Do you know what I mean? That's why I need you around, basically, because usually it rapid heals. Like he was saying with the girl yesterday who had the spike in her, he was like, look, mate, you know, give it a couple of days or whatnot, she'll be back on her feet in no time. And they were saying, what do you mean? Like, something like that, a punctured lung. It's going to take a while to recover, and you're like, not on this island. You know what I mean? Just let it do its thing. And like they're saying there, Locke's turned up. They're thinking that, you know, Ben's, what is it, like, health is rapidly accelerating and he's getting better just because Locke's around. Maybe that's why they're all there. They think he's the chosen one and thinks that him being there makes them all more safer.
When'd you get back?
Jack, hey, last night.
Well, next time you go out, sign me up.
Yeah, next time. For sure. We have to tell Jack.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't he check out her wound?
Can you give me a word that Jack can be trusted? If we keep her safe, she's our way off this island. So given that, do you trust Jack?
They do trust him, but now the suspicion's in their head. They don't know what to believe.
Right. We better bring in someone we can trust. So what else is in it? File they got on me.
That your parents died when you were very young. Your father shot your mother. That must have been hard for you. Why did you choose the name Sawyer?
How stupid do you think I am, huh? I already been conned by Ben once. Why did you come back to get me?
I had to.
Why me? Why won't you do it yourself?
James, please.
Don't call me James. Why won't you do it yourself?
Because I can't.
That's why I came back for you.
I'll go to wherever you got him. But then we're bringing him back to our camp. I ain't killing nobody. You understand me?
When you hear what he has to say, you'll change your mind.
You know, thinking about that, about Sawyer shooting that guy, you know, he did kill somebody, didn't there? But, like, nobody knew. Nobody was around. I mean, unless the police figured it out, it was him and they're looking for him. But, you know, he's crashed on this island, so technically he's better off staying there now, just like Kate. Because if the cops are after him, he's going to be in prison for life, isn't there? So he might as well stay there. Or, you know what I mean, if they're not after him and the cops didn't find out, then how do they know that that happened? Do you know what I mean?
Can you keep a secret?
You've already spoken to her?
Yeah. You're gonna want to hear it for yourself.
My name's Saeed Jarrah. I understand your helicopter crashed onto the island. You told my friends the wreckage of Flight 815 was discovered.
They found the entire plane off the coast of Bali, in an ocean trench 4 miles deep. Sent down cameras in these little robots to survey the wreck. The bodies were all there. My company was hired by a woman named Penelope Whitmore. I don't know why. I never met her. I was flying back for the ship when all of a sudden the clouds cleared and I saw land. The instrument started spinning. I realized I was going down, so I grabbed my chute and I bailed.
Did you actually see her helicopter?
Oh, that is
no
true.
means whatsoever of communicating with that freighter of yours.
So, Ben, you said I'd kill him when I heard what he's got to say. Well, you want to give me a heads up?
It's not really my place to tell you.
We almost there.
Almost.
Still 3 days ago. He obviously has not killed his dad.
I know it won't be easy.
You expect him to kill me?
Everybody watching as well.
All he wants is his daddy.
Shut up! I said shut up! As long as he's still breathing, you'll still be that same sad, pathetic little man that was kicked off his walkabout tour.
I'll be here the rest of the week, John, if you change your mind.
I'm sorry. He's not who we thought he was.
Does that mean that the air hostess and all that have come and killed somebody just in cold blood? See, I've said it many times on many shows that we've watched, but like killing somebody in a fight, in a combat, you know what I mean? If you're going to war, it's different. If you're being attacked, it's different, you know what I mean? But like killing somebody like that, like at the time when Locke was scrapping with his dad, well, when his dad pushed Locke out the window, for example, if prior to that his dad like speared him on the floor and he was doing like a roll, do you know what I mean? And he was fighting and punching and hitting and then Locke stabbed him then. It's much easier for Locke to do that than it is to do now. You know what I mean? Like a sitting duck. Basically, if someone just walks over to you and sits somebody down and says shoot him in the head, like basically Mr. Echo had to do you know what I mean? To save his brother from doing it. Like that is proper ruthless. But doing it in an action where it's self-defense, when you're trying to just basically not think, you're just trying to protect yourself from taking no damage, it's different. So I respect Locke for doing it. He's got so many reasons to take his dad out. Conned him, took his kidney. You know what I mean? Made him kind of lose the love of his life. He was going to ask her to get married and it didn't actually happen. Then he's come back and then he's ruined somebody else's life and then he's launched him out of a window and paralysed him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got every reason to do it, but the manner that they want him to do it is hard. And do you know what? I don't like that air hostess, me. I don't know why. I forgot her name, like, but I don't like her. I just can't believe she's full on adapted to it. What's this now? The boat with the dynamite?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Is it? Or is it a setup?
It's in the boxes.
That'll be dynamite.
Oh, somebody is in there. Yeah, I can hear him.
You really kidnapped a little bastard.
I don't know, man. Is Locke gonna take the knife now?
Well.
Sounds like Locke's dad.
Who the hell are you?
Innit? Who the hell are you?
There's not a single audible channel. Whatever that interference is, it's blocking our ability to send our own transmission.
What, you just found a radio in the luggage?
Kate, if I explain, I want you to keep this very quiet.
Crates are right over there.
Open this damn door!
Be careful, it's unstable.
What does she want the dynamite for? She's setting something up.
Ben knew you weren't going to kill your own father. He put you in front of everyone in our camp just so they could all watch you fail. Because when word got back here that there was a man with a broken spine on the plane who could suddenly walk again, well, people here began to get very excited because that could only happen to someone who was extremely special. We're looking for someone to remind us that we're here for more important reasons. Father has to go, John. And since you're not going to do it, I'm going to suggest someone else.
Don't even know him, but keep reading. He might know him. That's crazy, that. Mate, imagine he was a con man. Wait, if he is Sawyer, the original one that made his parents kill each other, that's crazy.
If there were any bullets in that gun, why would you hold a knife to my throat?
Guess I didn't raise no dummies.
How did you get here?
I'm driving down I-10 through Tallahassee when, bam, somebody slams in the back of my car. Next thing I know, I wake up in a dark room, tied up, gag in my mouth, and when the door opens, I'm looking up at the same man I threw out a window. My dead son. He's dead because the plane he was flying on crashed in the Pacific.
He sure as hell wasn't crippled. We didn't crash in the Pacific. We crashed here on this island. Why did you throw Locke out a window?
He was becoming a nuisance. Conned him into giving me one of his kidneys. He never got over it.
What's your name?
The con man goes by many names, friend. I've been Alan Seward, Anthony Cooper, Tom Sawyer, Lewis Jackson.
How about that?
He's the man that he wants to kill.
So here's my name, too.
I want him to kill him now.
You're not going anywhere, John. You are going to stay behind.
You're not taking him?
He's your mess, John.
Well, you can't leave me. After everything,
Don't
you can't
tell me what I can't do, John. We'll leave a trail one you can track. Unless you're carrying your father's body on your back, don't bother.
What's the matter with you?
You ever been to Jasper, Alabama?
Yeah, I've been to Jasper. Don't tell me I'm your daddy. dear Mr. Sawyer. You had sex with my mother, and then you stole my dad's money all the way. He got angry and he killed my mother, and then he killed himself. I ran that con 24 times. If your mother was one of the
Mary.
I remember her. She practically begged me to take her $38,000. It ain't my fault your dad overreacted. If he pulled the old murder-suicide, then I'm sure he's down here somewhere. Maybe you could take this up with him?
Oh, I thought he was going to stop, but he actually killed him.
Thank you.
That's interesting, mate. The episode should be called Thank You. It's called The Brig. I think Thank You would have been a good name. Did we have one like that for The Walking Dead? I think we might have, but interesting there. You know what I mean? I was saying, you know, killing somebody in cold blood is hard, but when you Sawyer and you've been in that situation and you've actually killed somebody in cold blood before, you know what I mean? Like Locke hasn't. He did because he thought it was that man. And now you've actually got that man, the right man, who actually made your dad kill, you know what I mean, your mum, and then kill himself. He destroyed your whole life, took everything away from you, then sat in front of you and just mocking, laughing, not even bothered, no remorse, no, doesn't care that they're dead, blaming his mum basically, you know, begging him and all that. He's just enticing him to go in and get him, and he was so confident that he wasn't going to get killed. I'm glad that Sawyer done it, to be honest. It's interesting, this. Now, it's not going to turn around and say, look, mate, I've got to take this body now back to Ben, but thanks for everything. I don't really know what it is. And I wonder if, like Locke was saying there, do you reckon it's a weight off his shoulders now? Do you reckon he's going to be a free new man? That's basically what Ben was saying to Locke when he done it. Now it's kind of like both of them are. He's successfully done what he set out to do all those years ago, and Locke's finally got rid of his dad.
I need to talk to you in private. No problem.
Anything you want to say to me, you can say in front of her.
She's the reason no one wants to tell you that there's a woman in Hurley's tent who parachuted onto the island yesterday.
Why didn't anyone tell me this?
Nobody told you. Because they don't trust you.
How?
How what?
How what?
How was she supposed to contact her boat?
Hurley, Charlie, Saeed, your friends are afraid to...
How?
She had a phone radio thing. Saeed's trying to get it to work.
I think Sawyer threw up the first time as well, didn't he?
He ruined my life. And you ruined yours. Juliet is a mole.
Wow.
She's working for Ben. He sent her back to find out which of our women were pregnant. I'm not going back.
You're going back undercover.
No, I was never undercover, James. I'm on my own journey now.
Even if Juliet is a mole, they ain't gonna believe me. I've been saying that since she showed up.
I fucking said it, mate. She choked on that fucking tape. Like, you can't, like, say anything when it's recorded. Locke wants to explore more of the island, doesn't he? He wants to see what it is that they got to offer. He's fascinated. He's not part of their camp, but he wants to see what it brings. It's carrying him in it the worst way possible, I reckon, as well. So it's ended, mate. Well, first of all, I feel like Locke's carrying his dad in the worst possible position possible. I would literally get him like John Cena style. Do you know where you like lie him across your shoulders like that and just carry him, not like holding his neck while his full body's dangling down. I mean, this was a good episode, and you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm actually really happy with myself with, like, you know, sometimes, is that I'll just clock onto something just before it's revealed. It makes me feel better because it's like I've been following the show and I get it before it pulls the punchline. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when Claire walked into the hospital and Jack Stabler stood there, I was like, oh my god, that's his kid, mate. He is, and it was. You know, like today's episode when he was in that room and he said he was a con man, I was like, that is Sawyer. That's the guy that Sawyer's been after. You know what I mean? And it was. And it's so interesting. Do you know what I mean? Basically, that was killing two birds with one stone. I do love, I've said it multiple times, but any time that we get an episode where we jump a couple of days here and there, or, you know, previously on Lost, and then you get like 8 days ago, and then we move to, you know, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, in the present now, like, you always get a good episode. You actually always get a good episode, in my personal opinion. And this was really interesting to see because Locke isn't on any side. I feel like Locke is the guy, as you were saying, he's come to the island and he's paralyzed, and now he's not. And now the guy is just fascinated with everything that's going on, and he wants to learn more. He wants to explore. Like, he don't find himself in a position like, I'm part of that camp and I'm part of this one. I do believe firmly put a gun to his head and say, which camp are you in? It'd be with the Jack and Sawyer one over there on the beach. But right now he's just a lone wolf, basically. He wants to see what's out there, what everybody's doing on here, how they live in, what the island has to offer. He always thinks that stuff happens for a reason, do you know what I mean? And it's an island sacrifice, and he wants to see and go down there. You know, the magic box, is it magic? Who knows, you know? I thought he may have wished his father there, but he wasn't. And basically what happened is somebody ran him off the road and brought him to the island. That was obviously, I'm assuming, prior to the light flashing out, before obviously the submarine was destroyed, before they lost the beacon, do you know what I'm saying? So that was really interesting. The whole episode was basically shed, basically it's like shed the weight that's holding you down. That's kind of the concept of what it was. He was saying that the whole time you feel sorry for yourself, your dad lingers over you 24/7, and you need to become a new man. You need to eliminate this thing out of your life, get it out of the way, and now you can be reborn again, basically. And this is kind of correlates perfectly well with the Sawyer storyline in terms of his whole life. Ever since his parents killed himself, he's been on a mission to find and track down the right man. We've already seen him once kill the wrong man, and obviously Richard, who I'd been a bit sus for here and there, but get the file, give it to Locke, it was correct. He was the person that obviously conned his family. Second bite of the cherry, he's done it. Now, he didn't want to, but the guy was antagonising him. He was kind of mocking him and laughing at him and showing no remorse of his actions and selfishness and ruining lives and obviously killing people. He was kind of blaming it on Sawyer and his mum and everything like that. And obviously he's retaliated. Richard's let her up as well, showing no respect, and he's obviously just retaliated. You know, his emotions ran wild and killed him. So I think it's really interesting. I love how Locke's actually just said, you know, Juliet's a mole. He watched him, Ben listening to the tape. Like I said, I'm not part of no camp. I just want to explore. You know, they're going to come in, they're going to take Sun pretty much, and here's the evidence for it. I said it straight away when she was saying it into the recorder that she messed up, you know what I mean? Like, you can play your lies all you want. I'm part of you and part of them. I want to be with you. I don't like Ben. The fact is, you got on tape, passing evidence, doing it, saying this and that. Once it's out there, you're done for. I firmly believe that Sawyer's going to come in. He's going to confront her straight away with Jack around when it needs to be. Go to Kate, go to Saeed, go to Jin. Do you know what I mean? Go to, obviously, Charlie and Co. and let them have it first. So it's not just he said, she said. Basically, if he goes over the way Jack currently is right now, he could destroy it. And then it's all down to who believes who the most. It's going to be interesting, and I cannot wait to find out. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking it out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're not yet voted for your most likely to dislike characters of this season, the links are in the description below. Just clicking it, and your results of mine will be shown in the final episode, as well as you could do a vote for your favourite seasons. 3 votes are allowed. Top 3 will be aggregated and shown in, obviously, the final episode of Season 6. Cannot wait. So this episode was interesting. Like I just been mentioning there, about, obviously, Locke and Sawyer, basically. Both of them killing 2 birds with 1 stone, shedding the weight, you know, everything that's been holding them down. Locke and his dad, you know, Sawyer trying to find a man that obviously ruined his life. He no longer has to be in search of that, and he can finally put it away. Maybe they can grow. Maybe he can feel like a brand new man as well. Now, Locke is obviously taking the body back. Basically, he's doing what Ben said to him. I'll leave a trail, do you know what I mean? You can follow us, but don't bother doing it unless you bring his body. So that's interesting. Like I said, I don't know if it counts that he didn't do it. He's still kind of shedding, you know, his past, really. He got somebody else too. His father is still dead. He no longer has to worry about him. But the interesting thing is, you know, he did still try to, like, belittle him or, like, embarrass him in front of everybody in his camp. You know, Richard was saying that as well. And the reason was basically, it sounds like Ben's a little bit insecure, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he's a leader, but if anything kind of like happens and people kind of see, oh, Jack's a doctor, or oh, you know, like Locke's a miracle man. He come onto the island and he was crippled and now he's not. He feels threatened and he has to, like, diminish them. Do you know what I mean? He has to show them up. He has to make himself still look like he's in charge. And, you know, that's what he done today, which is pretty interesting. Also, I think the woman's called Naomi, the person that parachuted onto the island. Nobody wants to tell Jack. Nobody knows if he can be trusted or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, information's been spread. It's gone to Saeed. It's gone to Kate. Kate's gone over and told Jack. I mean, I wouldn't say that was the best thing to do. But she's gone over there. She wanted to say something in private. No, Jack, we could do it together. And, you know, say something, say it around us. This, and this. Juliet, I like her, but she's so smug. Like, her face all the time. She's like, do you remember when Ben was sat inside of the armory and, like, everybody was, like, torturing him and then the camera kept panning in and he was kind of, like, smiling and loving it? I feel like that's Juliet. I feel like she's thriving on all the little chaos that's going on. And I can't wait for her world to be flipped upside down me when Sawyer comes back. I actually like Sawyer. I feel like he's had a great season. I feel like maybe did last season I pick him as my most liked character? I feel like he's in contention, me. Like, I really do feel like he's had a good, solid season. And I feel like, you know, the others, how they've been introduced and how much you're utilising them now, I feel like it's just been so good. And I feel like they missed the boat a little bit in the first 2 seasons and just dropping them in a little bit more, because I personally think the show's been elevated with the you know, the extra cast and the storylines and everything like that. And it was a couple of episodes in this season, maybe like 6 or 7, before we started to utilise everybody on the beach. And I was saying that I felt like when we was going there, it was kind of like forcing it just to make them relevant. But now they got the perfect blend. We're going back and forth. We're utilising it really well. Doesn't feel like it's forced, and it feels like there's lots of storylines going. Like I said, you know, she's gone over there, she's revealed it. She said, look, mate, people don't believe in you. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to be this almighty leader and helping everybody, but your friends, Charlie, Hurley, Saeed, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to give you any information. They don't trust you anymore. Do you know what I mean? You're chilling with Juliet, you're picking her side, and then she's like, well, we should tell him. We should tell Kate. No, not now. Not ready. He's withholding information. I don't know what he's withholding, but why is he now trying to, you know, not be part of everybody else? I don't get. He's proper bumming Kate as well. Like, Juliet, he's absolutely loving everything that she's doing. He's always around her, sticking up for her every second. Like, she can't talk for herself. It's interesting. It really, really is. But I liked this episode and I cannot wait for the next one. Thanks for checking it out. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.